Hi everyone, John Sinclair here from 7 Movements, and I thought I'd take this time to talk a little bit about our 30-day back pain protocol. When we thought about putting this together, we had to come up with, what would be a great solution for people. John, what are some things that clients come to see you for that you are constantly telling them how to overcome it? And the first thing that popped in my mind was back pain. I myself am someone that's had back pain, chronic back pain for more than a decade. Ever since I kind of stopped Olympic weightlifting, I had herniated 2 discs in my lower back and 2 discs in my neck doing kettlebell training, doing a certification for that. And ever since that time, I've always had little problems with my back, whether it be exercising or playing sports or just being seated at a desk for a long period of time. And so what I had to try and figure out was how was I going to deal with back pain wanting to still live an active and healthy lifestyle. And so what I had to start figuring out on my own was how can I take the knowledge and the skills and the abilities that I've had as a certified strength and conditioning specialist, a pain-free movement specialist, a medical exercise specialist, and a certified applied functional scientist. I have all this education, but I need to organize it in a systematic way to help me overcome my pain and find ways to teach that to my clients. So my clients would come in all the time, and I would, start to teach them the systems that I've used in order to overcome my pain. But then what I started finding is that everyone started feeling better as a result of doing these things. So we thought, well, how do we teach this in such a way that would be powerful enough to scale it to lots of people? And so that's what we started doing, is we started mapping out how could we create an educational curriculum over 30 days that's going to be a la 7 movements, which means how do I create a 7 movement strategy for people that would allow people to get small doses of activity throughout the day, but targeted towards solving a particular problem. And that's where the 30-day back pain protocol comes into place. About the course that we've put together is, as I mentioned, it's 30 days, and each day you're going to get a lesson and a movement snack. And then 4 times a month, we're going to do a live lab. So you get to come in and ask me direct questions about what's going on with you, how you're enjoying the course, what you need, any questions that you might have answered, if there's any specific things that you need for your lower back, what are those things that you might need, if it's for your neck, if it's for your mid back. All those things are designed around making you feel better. So you get all that on a daily lesson. You're going to get a movement snack that you're going to do, and then at the very first part of the course, you're going to get an ebook. And in that ebook, it's kind of like a summary of the philosophy of how we help people feel a little bit better. We're going to talk a little bit about pain science, but we're going to give it to you in a way that's micro learning. So just like we do with our micro doses of movement, we're going to do some micro learning. We know you're really busy. We know you don't have a lot of time to sit down and listen to hour-long lectures. So we're going to break down each module into small little bite-sized things that you can learn real quick, and then give you practical things that you're going to do that help reinforce with that lesson. The other part to this that I think is extremely important is habit formation. So the reason why we build habits is to try and get your nervous system to downregulate or to stop the threat that's going on. So in our 30-day protocol, what we'll do is we're going to start building on creating a habit of doing something active to promote healthier tissues, better joint position, desensitizing the nervous system, and upregulating muscles and activating those muscles to help stabilize joints. And probably the most important thing is to just tell the brain that everything is safe. If we're working on it frequently, it becomes part of what you do. Like I have a little routine that I do every morning to make sure that I have proper pelvic alignment. And when I do that, and I frequently do that, I don't have sensation of pain. So this is one of the most important parts of this course, is going through here the specific habits you're going to do throughout the day that you're going to practice, whether it be a movement snack or a tool or strategy that we're going to use to help you overcome that pain. Early in this course, what we've started doing is we started talking about the awareness piece. And I think that is one of the most challenging things I've had to explain to clients and help educate them on, is where does pain come from and what is the neuroscience behind it. And so we've followed some really wonderful people by the name neuroscientists by the name of Lorimer Moseley and David Butler. They're two people that I've really looked up to. Also, some of my mentors, Ian O'Dwyer, working with chiropractors such as Kevin Parrish in Edmonton. These are people that I've looked up to and mentored under for many, many years. And what we need to start helping people understand is this concept of pain. Where does it come from? And more importantly, do I have awareness and understanding of what is happening in my body as I am going through pain? Pain is just a communication. That's all it is. It's communication from your brain to your body, telling your body that something's wrong. And so when we can minimize that threat, we have to do that through an awareness piece. And the thing that's been most successful with my clients, and it's a tough thing to do, is to start to be aware of pain and be appreciative of pain. It's a really important signaling system. It's a really important way in which our body and brain communicate together. It's our way of saving and protecting the connective tissues in the joints in the body. So it is almost like a little reminder that, oh, something's going on, I better take care of it. And if you do that, then that threat, I like to think of pain as it's on a volume knob, right? And so if you start to take care of it more often and you're aware of that sensation that's going in your body, the volume's going to start to get lower and lower. The problem with medications is that it numbs that communication pathway, and eventually the brain keeps that threat turned all the way up. So what we have to do is we have to find out, how is this actually occurring? What strategies can you personally use that are going to help your ability for your body to communicate and have a better awareness of what's going on in your body so that we can turn that volume down? The whole program is built around problem solving. So we're going to start by solving your problems by looking at, let's get to some defaults first. So the first thing in the course we talk about is pelvic alignment. So as it refers to low back pain, if your pelvis is out of alignment, there's a pretty good chance you got some pressure on some discs or some pressure on some nerves. And our first point of order is to create alignment. The second thing is to try to create some mobility. So having good motion in the pelvis, being able to move the pelvis from left to right, being able to rotate it and be able to hinge forwards and backwards without apprehension is a really good step. When it comes to the mid back, if I have pain in the middle of your back, it's ensuring that we have good mobility and space in those joints that I can also move into side flexion, into forward flexion and back rear extension, as well as what's going on in the neck. Does my neck move in good positions? Can I move it in all directions and combinations of movement without stress and pain? So all of it is really driven around, what is the problem? What are we seeking to achieve? And then what are the systems that we organize in the course to make it so that we can improve better joint motion, decrease the sensitivity of the nervous system, and balance out the tension that's in the connective tissue that stabilizes these joints. When I was going through some of my training at PTA Global, Personal Training Academy Global, this was a program where we took lots of people who were specialists in their own area, but organized all their expertise into three things: systems, sciences, and tools. We're doing the same thing for you guys. So we're going to build a system around, how do I get out of back pain? What are the sciences that support that system? And then what tools or techniques are we using to help overcome the challenges that you're having in your movement? So we know that movement heals. So in order to get us to move better, we have to set up the systems, the sciences, and the tools and organize them in such a way that movement heals us. But we can only do that knowing that pain is biopsychosocial. So that means we have to look at the sciences of biology, we have to look at the sciences of psychology, and we have to look at how does our social dynamics impact our ability to overcome pain. So all of these things are put in place into this course, and I know you're going to really enjoy being a part of it. And lastly, by the end of this course, and what I hope you gain from this is some knowledge, some practical application, because you're going to be doing it every single day for 30 days. You're going to learn some skills, and most importantly, you're going to have the ability to be able to overcome your problems. And that problem is going to be unique to you. So this is a very highly individualized strategy. It is driven around giving you the tools, giving you the skills, and giving you the abilities to be able to overcome your pain. And of course, we're going to have something for you to fall into after the 30 days. So we've got lots of programs that might fit you based on your desires, your aspirations, what you want to achieve. But what I would recommend is jumping right into our next programs, which is going to be the core health program, which is how do I strengthen and stabilize the lumbosacral region, the lumbopelvic hip complex, so that we can overcome some of your pains that may be at the lumbosacral region or in your thoracic spine or in your cervical spine. So I hope you guys really enjoy this course. I'm really excited to be delivering it for you. Remember, we've got 4 live labs, so that's your personal invitation to come in and ask me anything live. I think that's what sets us apart from any other programs that are out there. And I'm really looking forward to jumping on this journey with you and helping you overcome your pain.